Alright, gonna be doing a power tuning video on the HDR-50. We're gonna be putting in a tuning run barrel from 4-inch owner at Home Defense 24, and we're gonna be swapping out. This is a 7 joule version, so we're gonna be taking the 7 joule valve out and swapping with 11 joule valve. The reason I'm doing that is because the 11 joule valves, they have a different o-ring in them in most cases. I just looked myself and I can see it's one of them is green and one of them is clear. And I noticed one of the 7s it's got a clear color, but there's another one that's a foggy clear. But anyways, my 11 joule has been shooting for 3 years and about a year on 1100 HPA and hasn't blown out, so I'm gonna go with the 11. There's rumors that the 7 joule valve can be increased higher. It's not true. They're both the same, but they just share a different o-ring. Yeah, alright, so I pretty much did all the screws, and we're also going to be pulling out the valve block. I'll show you. I already got it done, but I'm going to show you how easy it is. Alright, now first you just undo all these little screws with your Phillips, which I already did. Then you just pry it up with your flathead, like so, and then that's it. Just set this over here with all the screws left in. On this marker, there's 3 of them that are a bit longer, and you don't want to mix them up. It's a pain in the butt to find. Alright, let's take this out of the shell. A little spring. And then pop this right out. Okay. Take the old barrel out. Oh yeah, the spring on it. It's right here on the barrel. So you just take the spring off here and fit it back on there, put a little grease on it. For now, I'm just using Vaseline, but I'm going to ultra silk it eventually, put some ultra silk on it, and plus all the parts inside here, all the sears and everything. Yeah, okay, so here's the spring, and the other part of the shell, we'll just stick that over here for now. Yeah, instead of pulling the valve block from here, you just use the needle nose pliers with little tips on them, and then you put them in here and just spin them around, and then the valve block will be located in there. I'm swapping the valves, so I pulled the valve block from this part right here. You just basically unscrew this, and this will be upside down like this inside here. So what you do is you just take your screwdriver, a little mini flathead like this, and you'll see it, look down, there's a ridge on the valve block, you can see it. You just put that in there and you just tap it with a hammer, and the valve block will come right out on this one. So yeah, that's it right there. It's located in here, so you gotta remove that cap to get to it, which is pretty easy. Yeah, okay, that's the tuning run barrel. And as you can see, there's extensions. I got 4 of them here, plus the tuning run tip I got. So that screws right in, just like that, all the way. Obviously for a carbine setup. You could use 1 or 2 out of the pistol, but it'll be kind of long. Okay, let's just set that over here. Okay, here's the tricky part. Taking this valve out on this specific marker, if you don't do it carefully, everything. The two springs will instantly pop up. Yeah, a lot of parts will go flying on this one, so I kind of figured out a way how to hold it to kind of prevent that from happening. Oh. Okay. Should wiggle off. Alrighty, so yeah, all these pieces like to come flying upwards because the sear's connected into here, the tip of the sear, and as soon as you remove this upwards and out, yeah, look out for this spring here, and there's one under here too when the trigger comes up. You can kind of see the tip, it's right there, the tip of it sticking out. Yeah, it's been a while since I've opened one of these. Alright, I'll give her a shot here. I just like to cover that spring with my thumb and keep my thumb on the trigger right here. That way nothing comes flying up. And then you kind of got to go, with the valve, you got to go up and out. The spring's under tension, so the valve is. So as soon as you lift this, it's going to fling, and you got to be careful it doesn't click onto your sear and it knocks everything out. Alright, I've done this many times before, so hopefully we get her. There we go. Up and out, nice and easy. Everything's still intact, good. That's the way we want it. Okay, so take out the spring. Now, there's the power pin. To remove that when you're installing the power kit, if you choose to do that. Personally, I like the smaller pin because it's a lot less pull and tug on that O-ring. So especially if the O-ring gets a little dry after shooting it for a while, there's a good chance with high pressure, the HPA, that when the pin comes out, it's just got more room to rub on the O-ring. When it's 2 millimeters shorter, it's 2 millimeters less wear on the O-ring. So if it's a dry O-ring, as we see in the HDB, and some say the HDR-58, they shoot out. I personally know the HDB does, but you just have to find the better O-rings for those. And same with these. But I find these 11 joule valve O-rings are really good. Also, you got your bumper right here. Now, instead of swapping out a 2 millimeters shorter pin, if you put a 2 millimeter washer behind that bumper might even be 2 millimeters. So if you put a second bumper on there, now see where your pin's attached to this bolt? Now, when you put another bumper on, that bolt's going to come out 2 millimeters. So naturally, your pin's going to come out of the O-ring 2 millimeters. So, boom, like that. So that little distance I just pulled it, that's how much your pin is now pulling out of the O-ring. So when you fire, you're going to be 2 millimeters less already. I mean, it's your choice, but me personally, I like the power pin. It helps with less wear, or that's an easy fix, but I don't have a washer or anything right now, and I don't know, I just like to keep the parts as they're supposed to be instead of adding stuff. But either way, both will work, or you can always take that pin out and shorten it. What you're going to need to do is, I just use a Bic lighter and I hold the flame underneath, and I just kind of wiggle it around for about a minute, and then I'll put my glove on and grab it on this side, flip it around, and I'll use my flathead, little mini flathead screwdriver, and then it'll come right out. I wouldn't recommend attempting to do it without the heat because many people have stripped pins, including myself. So, yeah. But anyways, so I'll take this bolt off and the bumper. And now we're going to swap it with the 11 joule one. So I'm going to put a little bit of grease on here for the bolt because this is dry. I know they say more the merrier, but with this marker, I like to put a lot. I mean, either way, it's not going to hurt nothing. It's just this is the only thing sliding over it, so. Alright, so I'll put that back on here. This is the 11 jeweler. Oh, put a little bit of grease on there as well for the spring. Yeah, because these bolts under here tend to really scratch this part of the valve. This part gets really scratched. Yeah, I've noticed some of them have a nice little gouge in them. Alrighty here, so get some of this grease off my hands. Take this back, make sure everything's pressed down, all these springs. That spring there likes to come out, so. Alright, we'll get this back in. And just kind of the same way we took it out. No, hold on. I hate doing this with my hands greased. There we go. Okay. Now I'll get this back in place. I'll get that shell back on. Alright, something's not right here. Uh-oh. Spring come out. Alrighty. Okay. Get these little screws back in. So much grease off my hand again. Oh, 1 second here. I got it. Okay. After this part, I'll be putting in the barrel. It's pretty easy. Alright, now the barrel, guys, just goes back in here. This spring goes back in there. Just like this. And then back in the shell, man. Just same thing as reverse. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to bore you putting all this back together, but once again, here is the HDR-50, just simple power mods. Alright, guys, you guys have a good day, take care, and see you next time.